Development Masterclass Series Day 14. And I hope you guys are super excited for this today's session as well. If you are really excited about it, all the people who are present in the live, simply post super excited Sanjay in your live chat. So I would like to welcome the people out there. So here we have Deepak hi, Aribul hi, Sriram hi, Shankar hi, Meghna hi, Shubham hi, Pratham hi, Kartigen hi, Maunika hi, Hiral hi, Linara hi, and Gopi hi, and Naushad hi, and Gopuri hi, Gobri hi, and Aditya hi, Hemapriya hi, Padma hi, and Rajkamal hi, Maunika hi. So here, first of all, I would like to address one of the person who are already present in the community. I just saw her name. So it is Padma. So first of all, thank you so much. First of all, just give a great applause for Padma, guys, because the Padma is the person who used to complete nearly almost every task we guys have given in that community. So just give a great applause for the Padma right now. So let me change the chat to public for a few seconds. So all people who are present in the live, simply post your applause emojis to Padma, because she used to not only learning it, she used to try it, she used to do it, and she used to face problems on that task. So that's a very amazing thing. Instead of just consuming, whenever you are really consuming, definitely it is not going to be helpful in any places. Even if you are really consuming a lot of things from the social media, but if you are not creating it, or if you are not doing it, then there is zero usage of consuming always. So thank you so much for all the people who are all posting applause. Thank you so much, Monica, Loga, Meghna, Vishal, and Rukshana, and Pedagadi, and Deepak, and Vishal. Thank you so much for all the people who are giving a great applause to her. So that's amazing. Thank you so much, Padma, for we really, as a community, we are really happy to have you in our community. So likewise, I really want all the people should not only to learn, so you should try to do it. Okay, knowing and not doing is equal to always not knowing. So let us begin the session. So today's session is gonna be at the same on backend, but in the backend we are going to add another one of the feature called authentication. I hope you already know what is meant by authentication. So while talking about an authentication, it's very simple. Whenever you are really visiting the Netflix account, you are clicking that you are really clicking that sign in button, and you are creating an account in it. So that is where the authentication is. Okay, for an example, whenever you are really visiting the Netflix, on the Netflix, so based on your need, so first of all, the Netflix will be shown like this, and whenever you are giving your phone number or your email ID or something, you are really signing into their account, right? So once you have signed into their account, if you are going to navigate to that certain movie, so based on your wish list, based on your watch history, everything which is going to be suggested for you, right? For an example, if you are really in this category, so whenever you are really visiting the Netflix or something like this, so based on your login, based on your watch history, or based on what you need, or based on your the series which you might have watched, so everything which is going to be shown for you. Okay, these are all the things you have watched, so these are all the notification. So based on your login, so based on what are all the movies you have watched, or recommended for you, or based on your watch history, so that is all it is going to be shown for you. So whenever you are really seeing that login thing, which we are going to do it right now, and I hope you all really ready for the session. So if you are ready for the session, you just post ready Sanjay in your live chat. So the first thing which I really want to talk about the authentication is, whenever you are really incorporating that sign-in system, or collecting the your customers' email IDs and password, so you need to be very aware, like how you are really saving the data, even though you are really saving your data in the databases like MongoDB or MySQL or PostgreSQL or etc. But you should be very aware how the data is being stored and how the data is getting processed. For an example, whenever one login page is being shown, whenever the people are typing their passwords, okay, if the password is Sanjay123, something like that, so Sanjay123, if the people are typing it and if the people are hitting enter, so you are going to handle that Sanjay123 on the complete website process. In the website process, if anyone is navigating your website, they should not be able to find out the password which you have given to log in your account. For an example, you just imagine, so this Netflix which has been already signed in, So any people who are all in this network, or the people who are all visiting this page, or people who are all using some developer options like inspect or something, they should not be able to see that password which you guys have, which customers have entered, which people have entered. So you should be very, very aware about how you are really handling the user credentials and etc. So I hope you are clear. And like instead of going on theoretical way, I really planned for some practical way. I hope you all really, really excited. So if you guys are excited, you just post excited in your live chat. So first of all, while talking about the demo, I hope you already know, like, you need to create directories and etc., which are all the things needed. So first of all, before going further, I really want to show you this. Already we guys are exploring a lot of applications, and especially at the last part, we guys have explored, which is like a to-do list app we guys have created with the help of an API, right? So, and also the output which has been in the JSON format. And I hope you all really remember how you can able to use the Postman tool to use different methodology like post method or put method or delete method, so those things I hope you all remember, because it has been little related to it, because on the upcoming days we are going to build that in a real time. But other than that, today we are going to just add an authentication process with the existing SPA. I hope you all really remember the SPA. SPA is nothing but the single page application, and this is application program interface. So this is what we are going to do in this today's session. So while talking about the session, so first thing you should do is you need to create the folder, right? So what you just do, okay, here I have created 2 versions. Okay, definitely I'll be sharing you only 1 version. So second version I'm still developing somewhat bigger. So it is under the process, but other than that, I'll be sharing you this one, okay, the first main source code. Okay, so other than that, first of all, I would like to show you the procedure, how you can able to create those files and directories, how to install that, everything which I'm going to be showing you. So that's why I'm just creating a new folder called demo. Okay, once you have created the new folder, just simply open it in the Visual Studio Code. That's the first thing you need to do. I hope you already know this. So the first thing, we need to create the project structure, how we are really going to organize our codes and where we are going to write it and what are all the packages, everything which we are going to do. First of all, create the project folder as we guys have did right now, the demo folder. And once it has been done, now it's time to initialize the Node.js project. I hope you already know. So to initialize the Node.js project, we really need to use the syntax like npm space init. To do that, first of all, you need to open it in the terminal. Just go to the 3 dot and terminal and click new terminal. So new terminal, which has been going to be opened in your, in your Visual Studio Code itself. So once it got opened, just type npm space init space -y. So if you are really hitting enter, so it will be creating that, your package.json file. This package.json file, which is going to have that demo versions and the scripts, etc., what are all the things which is going to be present there, it is going to be added here. So once it has been added, then what we are going to do is we are going to install all the required npm packages. So just carefully watch. Here we are really going to install a lot of different packages. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, just carefully watch. In here, we are going to install these packages like npm space install space express. So the first library is Express. I hope you already know what is meant by Express. Express is going to be for the backend support for the Node.js. And then Mongoose also we guys have already explored, which is for handling the, the database of MongoDB. And then .env also, I hope you already know from the yesterday session. So .env, which is going to be really helpful for, accessing the environmental variables. Okay, .env has been already added. Okay, let me delete the .env. And the final thing is this bcrypt.js. So what does it mean? What this library can able to do? So what this library can able to do is, this library is gonna be helpful for doing, hashing of your passwords. Okay. So while talking about hashing passwords, that's a very important thing, because even though you are going to save all the data in your database, first of all, that password needed to be hashed. So that's what we are going to do from this step. Are you all clear? Okay, if you are clear with this, you just post clear Sanjay in your live chat. So we are going to hash the password with the help of this bcrypt.js. So instead of, for an example, my username is Sanjay and my password is Sanjay123. If that is the password, So that password should not be saved as same as like Sanjay123 in my database. Instead, we are going to hash that password and we are going to save that hashed password in my database. Are you clear? So if you're all clear with this, guys, all the people who are present in the simply post a clear Sanjay in your chat. So that's what we are going to do with the help of this bcrypt.js. That's the one of the package. So what do? You just come into this terminal, npm space, install space, express space, mongo space, .nv space, bcrypt.js. So once you're hitting enter, so those all Node.js packages which is going to be installed in your project directory. So that's what the first step you need to do. So once it has been done, what is the next step we are going to do is we are going to create the required folders. So while talking about the folder, the first thing which you really want to create is two folders. One is models folder and another one is a public folder. Guys, just carefully watch. So this is how I created the documentation. Just I hope it is really understandable. Just see, even I have attached you the picture, how you need to create the files and folders and etc. So the first thing you need to do is you need to create the folders. So while talking about the folder, just create two folders. One is for models and another one is for public. So what do you just do? Just go to the Visual Studio Code and click new folder. One is for models. So that's the first folder you need to create. And second folder is for the public. So the public is the place where we are going to keep the very important index.html files and all. So that's what we are going to div. And then we are going to create the files. While talking about the files, here we need to create three files. Number one is environmental variables file. And number two is database.js, because we are going to access or we are going to send the data to the databases called MongoDB to make the connection perfectly. That databases is going to be there. And finally, very important file called app.js, which is going to have all the application information, everything which is going to be in the app.js. So these are the three files which you need to create. So let us create that in our directory. Just go here and create the first folder. Okay. So don't create inside any folders, guys. Create outside the folder. Okay. Just create .env. And then what is the next folder you need to create is database.js. Just create that. Okay. Database.js. So this is the second thing you need to do. And third thing you need to do is app.js. Okay. So what you just do, you just come here and again, just click app.js. So these are all the three files which we guys have created. This is the first project structure setup. Once the project structure has been set out, so right now it's time to modify the environmental variables file. I hope you already know about this environmental variables files. Okay, that's what we are going to do. Okay, so JWT, that we'll be exploring later. So that's why we are really changing that. Okay, which is like, okay, and a key. So while talking about the first part of the code, we are going to initiate, MongoDB URI. So I hope you already explored this. So this is like MongoDB URI. That's what the first thing we are going to explore. So with the environmental file, we are going to add the MongoDB URI and also some key which we'll be adding in the future. But right now we are going to initiate only the MongoDB URI. So what it will do, it will try to, add it in the environmental files .env. So Mongo URI is equals to, we are going to access the MongoDB and the IPv4 URL 127.0.0.1 and 127.0.1.7 is the port number. And then we guys have added the application, the database name. So here, while talking about the database name, I'm going to give demo authentication. Okay, so that's which we have given, demo _ authentication. So this is the first step on the environmental variables to access the database with its specific database name. Like here we have created for to do app demo, but here again we are going to do it in the name called like demo authentication something. Okay, even let me give the name like simply demo like this. So this is what the first initializing the variables. And then the second part, which is going to be on the database.js. So what the database.js is going to have, because you already know while talking about the database.js, which is going to have all the required information to set up the connection between the MongoDB with the help of the Mongoose. So that's what the database.js, that's what you need to set up. So I'll show you the code, don't worry about it. And then we are going to move for the backend setup, because here we guys have created environmental variables for just to initialize some of the variables, and database for to have the connection between the MongoDB. And then app.js is the very important file, which is going to have all the application information, the connections, very important JavaScript file. But other than that, while talking about the backend setup, the first thing we need to set up is user.js. So while talking about the user.js, which is going to be helpful for creating a user model to handle the registrations and logins. Because whenever you are really creating the registration logins, you will be two things. Okay, one is register now, and another one is sign in. Right? I hope you already know sign up and sign in. Sign up is creating the account in that portal, and sign in means you have already created an account. Simply you are going to log in into it. Hope you all really know about it. Okay, guys, are you all clear? Are you all up to this point? Are you all really with me up to this point of the time? So if you are really with me, and if it is really going good, you just post GG Sanjay in your live chat. So this users.js, which is going to be helpful for creating a user model to handle the registration and login, which is like sign up and sign in. Sign up is for creating an account, and sign in for login into the already created account. That's what both the things which is going to be managed by user.js. So what we are going to do is, okay, just carefully, be aware about the case, guys. Okay, this case sensitive, be aware about it. So inside the models, I'm going to create one file called user.js. So this is what we are going to do. Okay, that's the first thing which is going to be helpful for handling the registrations and logins. And the 8th point, where we are going to handle the routes. So while talking about the routes, we are going to set up an Express application and routes for user management and to do a task. Okay, because to do task, if you really want that, those things which is going to be added inside this app.js. Even I did another very important thing. You just carefully watch. Here, I have given everything which is needed for you. So the user.js, which is inside this models folder, and index.html, which is under the public folder, and app.js. App.js, we have already created it, but that source code, which we'll be adding it very soon, because that is going to be handle every Express application like to-do list or user authentication process, the management which is going to be done, user management and to-do list, which is all going to be done with the help of this very important app.js, which we have already here. Okay, the same. Okay, we are not creating another app.js or something. And then now it's time to do a front-end setup. Why we really require front-end setup? Because definitely people want to enter their name and enter their password in a certain text box or in a certain form. That is going to be done with the help of this HTML and JavaScript. That it is going to be done inside this public. So what you just do is in this hierarchy, go into the public folder and create index.html. So inside this index.html itself, we are going to incorporate some JavaScript, JSX code or something, because a JavaScript code, because that is also needed to be handled to avoid the form's default responsive. Because I hope you already remember, we guys have already discussed that thing. Whenever you are really working on this type of application like to-do list or something, whenever you are hitting some enter in your form, that complete page is going to be refreshed. So to avoid that kind of complete page refresh, to have asynchronous communication, we'll be needing that JavaScript in our HTML inside itself. So it can be done externally, but here we guys have did that JavaScript inside that HTML itself. That's what the 9th setup. And then we are going to do the testing. So guys, are you all clear about the hierarchy, guys? If you are super clear about the hierarchy, you just post yes, see in your live chat. So this is what the hierarchy is. So that's what you need to do in your on creating the project. Okay. So that's what we guys have created. That's what all the hierarchy is all about. So right now, let me show you the code and let me show you how it will work and etc. Okay. So let me open that in the local directory. Just see this. So first of all, already I've added all the source code which is being needed for all the files. So NV file, user.js and database.js, app.js and index.html. These are all the 5 files which we guys have created. So I told you one thing, right? So session secret. So what does mean by session first? Session is like, which is going to handle your complete, flow. For an example, you have created an account in Netflix. You have already logged in. So you are seeing the movie. For an example, if you are logging into the Pursuit of Happiness movie, like if you are right clicking it or if you are really opening that Pursuit of Happiness movie, even though you have opened it, so it need to keep on tracking your login credentials. right? Login credentials in the sense like I am a logged in user, I am a subscribed person, so it should allow me to watch that Pursuit of Happiness movie. Guys, are you clear? So that kind of thing which is gonna be managed properly, but while managing that passwords and everything, that flow need to be secured properly. So the session secret key which has been initiated inside this app.js that I'll show you. Okay, just initializing the variables. That's why I've initialized like some dummy key. Okay, it is not an original key because I have a way like how you can able to create some amazing key. Because whenever you are really going for the very real-time deployment, you can't have the key like very secret key like some people used to keep their password as password. Okay, likewise I've created some dummy key, but you need to create some amazing key which is combination of alphabets, numbers, or something like that, so that it won't be easily guessed or something. So this is what we guys have done. And here let me create a new database for this. My new database is gonna be demo underscore auth. Okay, so demo underscore auth. So this is what the database which I'm going to create right now. So first of all, here in this doc itself, I've given you the clear explanation how you can able to initialize the output. First of all, just see the output, then you'll understand how it is going to work. So what is the first thing you need to do? I hope you all remember whenever you are really going to use the MongoDB. First of all, you need to start that MongoDB first. So to do that, just open your command window and just initialize Mongod. Okay, just type Mongod and hit enter. If it is giving you an error like Mongod is not found, first of all, you need to find out the Mongod where it is present in your directory and go into the directory from the command window and just execute Mongod so that it is going to be executed. So right now it is waiting for our connection. Okay, waiting for connection. That's what it is really ready. So don't close this first terminal. And then what you need to do, you need to run your Node.js application, which you guys have already created. To do that, what you just can able to do, just copy this directory. You can either run from the Visual Studio Code, or else if you really want, you can also open another command prompt and you can run this application from the another command prompt which you are really created. Okay, cd space and paste the directory. Okay, now first of all, we need to be inside the D drive. So to do that, just simply put D : and hit enter. And then type cd space and paste the directory so that you'll be getting this final directory. So once you have got the directory, you need to execute this program by using the command like node space app.js, and you just hit enter. So once you are hitting enter, so ta-da! So we guys have got like server is running on HTTP localhost :3000 and MongoDB is being connected. So now it has been ready. Okay, it has been ready to see the output. So to see the output, to interact with the application, to interact with your application, so you need to visit the URL. Okay, HTTP localhost :3000. This is what the URL you need to visit. So let me show you. Okay, just visit your browser, and once you have visited the browser, you just visit this localhost :3000. Guys, this project is just a demo purpose. So that's why I haven't made like same username and password box for both registration and login. This is just a demo session where we are really learning the backend process of authentication system. So that's why I've created two forms. One form is for registration and one form is for login. Okay, to make it simple. Okay, that's what we have created. I hope you are clear with this, guys. So what is mean by register? Register is for signing up, creating an account, and login for logging into that account once you have created an account. So this is the our application. But if you really want to observe whether the data is been updated in your database or not, so I hope you already know the MongoDB Compass. Just open that MongoDB Compass. So once you are opening the MongoDB Compass, well, definitely it is going to ask you a URL. So what's the URL you need to give? You need to give this URL. Sorry. So you need to give this URL. Okay, not complete with the variable names and all. Just copy that, only that specific URL, and just go to your MongoDB Compass. And here you just give that. Okay, MongoDB : /127, like some kind of port number, and demo art. This is your database. Just click the connect. So once you have clicked the connect, So once you have clicked the connect, it is going to be appeared here. Okay, this is what the database. And what you can do, you can just go here and you can just click a reload, and you can see your demo auth database. So whenever you are clicking the demo auth database, it is having the users folder. So in the users folder, does it having anything? No, it is not having anything, right? So simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to interact with my application. So all the passwords which I'm creating and everything which is going to be saved in my database. So to do that, in the register button, in the register section, I'm going to type my username. Okay, I'm going to give the username like Sanjay, and password is gonna be let me give the password like 1234, just 4 number 1234. So whenever you are hitting register, so it is giving the the box like registration successful, please log in, like alert box. It just popped up and it is showing me registration successful, please log in. So that's what it has been created. So right now, to check it out whether it has been updated in your database or not, just open your MongoDB Compass and specifically to that certain database called demo_auth. Go and refresh it. So once you have refreshed it, if you are carefully watching this, you can see the password is not 1234. Instead, it is having some encoded some values, because that has been done with the help of that library, guys. I hope you all remember we have discussed about the library, which is gonna be hash our passwords, whatever the password which is getting entered into your database. Even though you are saving that data, saving the password in your database, but that is going to be hashed and that is going to be saved in your database. Are you clear? So if you are super clear, you just post SE in your live chat, guys. Super clear. So right now, if you are coming into this database, my browser again, I'm going to add another user like champ. Okay, the password is, let me give 123 and click register. So registration successful, please log in. So right now, again, going to the database, and whenever you are refreshing, so that credential has also been saved. So username is champ, and it is given a unique ID for me, and also the password, which has also been completely encoded. So you can't able to see, even though people are visiting the database, any company or anything, the people can't able to see that. So at the backend itself, we are really hashing the password so that people should not misuse it. Even though the people who are working in the databases, they could not able to see that. That's what it has been done. So just carefully watch. So object ID is just an ID and string, and this is a number, like just a version. So that's what it has been shown. So right now, at the same time, in my login, I'm going to give the name like something like okay. So Vani is here. So if I'm giving Vani, and in the password, if I'm giving some password like this, okay, some random number. If I'm clicking login, so what it is going to show? It is going to show user not found, because Vani is not been registered into the database. But you might ask one question, Sanjay, always customer will be creating an account. So why we have made it like this? Because it's just a demo purpose. We have created like two individual form here. One is for registration, another one is for login. Because whenever you are visiting a certain page, sometimes it is going to ask you sign up, create an account or login, both the things. That's why. But instead of creating in 2 pages, I've made it very simple to be shown on the same page. So user is not found. So instead of that, if I'm going to remove this password, and again, if you are clicking login, user is not found because one is not going to be found. So right now, instead, I'm going to type Sanjay, and in the password, instead of typing 1234, I'm going to type ASDF. If I'm typing ASDF, look out that the password is, the user is there because it is not showing any warning on user. Instead, it is showing me a warning on invalid credentials. So what it really means, user is there, but the password is wrong. So that's what it has been shown. So instead of ASDF, I'm going to give the right password 1234 and click login. Ta-da! User has been logged in. Guys, is it simple? If it is super simple, you just post super simple Sanjay in your live chat. So very simple. In the HTML, we have 2 forms. One form for registration, one form for login. And what are all the as application oriented? Just think, whenever you are talking about the registration form section, whenever people are entering their information like their username and the password, what it should happen? So it should fetch the username in the it should fetch if the people are giving Sanjay, so that Sanjay which is going to be kept in the username. But just carefully remember, right now I'm going to add another new user, but with the same name called Sanjay, and some different password like 1234567. If I'm clicking register, look out that username already taken, because that's also need to be considered. It should not, have overlapped information. So whenever people are creating the account with the same name, it should give the warning like username already taken. So what is the flow? In the registration form, whenever people are entering their username and some password, the first check, what is the first check need to be there? The first check is, it should check whether that user has been already exist or not. Okay, if the user already exists, it should show username already taken. Are you clear? So if the user has existed already, it should show username already taken. Otherwise, it should hash the password and it should save it in the database. So that's what the code, right? Are you clear? So that's what the first thing. And while talking about the, that's what the registration section is all about. Whereas if we are coming for the login section, whenever people are entering some name and password, so whenever they are clicking login button, first of all, you should check whether the Sanjay name is exist or not. If the Sanjay's name is exist, if that user is not existed, it should show like user doesn't exist or something. Okay, instead of that, if I'm giving QWER or something, so it should show user is not found. So first of all, it should check the user. If it found out the user, it should match it with whether it should again hash the password, and it should find out whether that hashed password is same or not. If that hashed password is same, then it is going to allow the person to log in. So if the hashed password is same, then it is going to show the user logged in. If the password is wrong, like something like this, so it should show invalid credentials. So other than that, if it is a Netflix or if it is any other application which you are creating, you can navigate the people based on authentication process, whether it has been approved or not approved. So likewise, you can able to easily navigate the people. So that's what it's all about. Just carefully watch the program. Very simple. And in this program also, I've given you the clear comments and etc. Just carefully go through it. Just simply just see that. First of all, the user.js. What the user.js will do. So user.js is going to be helpful for connecting your database, and also it is going to be really user.js is for having that maintaining your user databases, whereas the database is the thing which is going to be helpful for connecting with the database with the help of using Mongoose. So while talking about the database, first of all, let us explore the database.js. Guys, if you really having any doubts, just refer this documentation. This documentation is going to be the blueprint for you. Okay, everything which has been clearly explained. While talking about the database.js, which is going to be helpful for setting up the MongoDB connection using a Mongoose. So first of all, constant Mongoose is equal to, I hope you already know about this code. This program is going to be same as we guys have did previously. So mongoose.connect with the help of the Mongo URI, which is present in the environment level, guys. Just remember, whenever you are really accessing one variable or any value from the another program, here, that's why we are using this require of .nv.config. So whenever you are really using this, you can able to access the value or the variable from the other file, because here I have another file, .nv file. So we are accessing that .nv file by using this .nv library. So that .nv, which has been already installed, npm space install space .nv, we have already installed it. So with the help of the .nv, we are going to access the variable called Mongo URI. So if you want to access the Mongo URI variable, this one, so that can be accessed by process.env, that file dot, and Mongo URI. So with the help of that, you can able to access the variable which is present in the another file. And then here we have new URL parser and use unified topology. So if that is though, so that command has also been added. So use the new URL parser, which is more secure and robust, because we are going to initialize some connection between it. And then use unified topology, which is use the new topology engine, which helps in handling server discoveries and monitoring more effectively. Because whenever you are really, initiating the connection, the connection need to be unique, and it is going to be helping for handling the servers, finding out the server, whether that is available, so that kind of thing, which is going to be done with the help of this. And then Once it has been done, so finally it is going to print you the message like MongoDB if it is been connected. If this is true, so then it is going to show you the MongoDB connected. Otherwise, it is going to show the MongoDB connection error or something. Okay, this is what the database.js which has been created. So once it has been created, so this is what the thing, because here we are going to access that the database.js from my main program called of the app.js. So that's why we guys are to make the connection. So we guys have created individual JavaScript file database.js. And what is the next file we are going to work on? We are going to work on the user.js. This user.js is just going to be handling for both the registration and sign-ins. So while talking about that, as I've already told you, of course, just carefully watch in our application, whenever people are doing a registration, that data need to be uploaded into the MongoDB. Whenever people are clicking login, it should also again compare with the MongoDB. So for both the process, it definitely need to access the MongoDB. So that can be easily done with the help of the Mongoose. So that's why, first of all, we are importing the Mongoose library inside your user.js JavaScript library. And once it has been done, then we really need the bcrypt. So I hope you already remember bcrypt. What does it mean? Because even though you have given 123 as a password, that is being hashed like this. So that is can be done with the help of this bcrypt.js. That library is also been imported. And once it has been imported, right now, this application, with the help of this application, we are going to create some schema to maintain the username and password. Just carefully watch. In the constant user schema, new mongoose.schema, through the mongoose, we are creating a schema. So username is type as a string. What type of information you're going to give? It is not a number. Username is not going to be an integer or something. It is a name. It is a text. So that's why we are considering as a string, and then required as a true. Okay, while talking about the required as true, definitely it is going to be a mandatory value, because you just imagine if you are really giving like this, it is needed to be mandatory. Okay, so that's what the thing. And unique, so it should be unique. So unique also true. We guys have initialized it, and the password is also type as a string and required as a true. So this is all the things we guys have given at first. And once it has been given, while talking about the user schema, here pre of save asynchronous function, because as we guys have already discussed, we really want to create as like a sync function, because whenever people are typing their information, just carefully watch, it is not refreshing. Did you notice? Okay, the page is not refreshing. Okay, whatever the username which I'm creating, the page is not completely refreshing. So that can be done with the help of the async function. So async function we guys have already created or added inside this HTML program that I'll show you. So that's what it is going to be handled by this. And if this is modified password return next, then this password which is going to be hashed together. So what does it mean by the hash? Because whatever the password which you are entering, so it is going to be checking for the password. So if the people have entered the password, and if the people are clicking the button like register button, so it is going to be hashed. So bcrypt is going to hash the password which you have given. And once the password has been hashed, that's what this function will do. User schema.pre. Here, while talking about the constant user is equals to mongoose.model of user schema. So whenever you are entering your information, that is going to be hashed properly. So that's what the user which is going to be done. And then module.export user. I hope you already know. We guys have already created a lot of functions like that needed to be exported properly. So module.export of that user which is going to be exported. Okay, this user variable, actually it is going to be starting from here. So user variable, which is going to handle the mongoose.model of user, user schema. Here we have already initialized the user schema. So what is going to do? It is going to check for the password and whether the password is got entered. So that is going to be hashed with the help of this bcrypt.hash. And if you really wanted to refer that documentation, guys, just what that will do and etc. You just turn on the comment. I hope you already installed those extensions. Just turn on the comment and just go through it, and what the syntax will do, etc. Just go through it. And after that, here we have the app.js. So while talking about the app.js, other parts you already know. So first of all, Express library is also been imported, and Express-session is also been imported, because here whatever the information which you are giving, so it should not refresh the page, and it should be maintained throughout the session which you are doing. So that's why the Express session which has also been included. and models of users. So users.js, we guys have already initialized that users, which is also going to be included, and database is also going to be included, and bcrypt is also going to be included. So everything we guys have included first. All the required libraries we guys have initialized with a constant variable like express, session, user, mongoose, bcrypt, app. So likewise, we guys have called all the required libraries. And then here we have app.use of express.json. Like as we guys have already discussed, whenever you are really working on this kind of application creation, definitely you really need to, you will be entering the information in the JSON, right? I hope you all remember, even in the Postman methodology, we guys have sent the data in, the dictionary format. So express.json and app.user for express.static as a public, because it is going to pass the, the HTML files, which has been created inside the public folder. So that's also been given here. And require of .env, because in this app.js, we are going to access the key, which is being given in the env file. So that's why we are really included that require.env.config, so that you can able to access that variable which is present in the another directory. And once it has been done, now we are going to create app.use of session. So as I've already discussed you, what is mean by session? If you are in this page, you have already signed in this page, and you are seeing what all the movies are available. But even though you are really visiting another part of your, this Netflix, even if you have visited the Pursuit of Happiness, that login credential which is needed to be maintained throughout the session. So on that aspects, so it should not be exposed, your passwords and etc. It should not be exposed. And also it need to be processed properly by using some kind of, keys. Okay, it is going to be encrypted. So to do that, here we have this .env. So with the help of this encoding tags or encoding, secret key, that login credential, that session is just going to be maintained. Because just carefully watch, if you are a logged in user, okay, you are, for an example, you are having, if you are talking about Hiral. So if Hiral have logged into the Netflix, okay, and he is watching the Pursuit of Happiness right now. If he is watching Pursuit of Happiness, if another person is really accessing the same URL, it should not be shown to them, because their login, state is going to be completely different. That session has been completely different. So to maintain that session properly, that part of this program is also going to be done. So that session secret, which is going to be saved in there, in that environment. So that's what the session secret is. So here we have given some dummy name like very secret key, but you should give the proper some longer keywords. So it should not be easy to guess. So that's what we guys have done. And resave is true. So while talking about the resave is true, it is going to force the session to be saved back to the session store, even if it wasn't modified. So even though you have not modified that page or something, so that session need to be saved to the session again whenever you are really visiting it again. And save uninitialized as a false. So what does it mean? Force a session that is uninitialized to be saved to the store. So what does it mean? Whenever you are really saving this information, right? Like session secret means, if Hiral is there, if Hiral have navigated into the Netflix account, he is watching a Pursuit of Happiness, but in the same URL, so that thing, that login credentials or that thing which is going to be encoded, everything which is going to be saved, the last visited page or anything which is going to be saved. But whenever any non-login person have visiting that page, it no need to be saved, right? So that's what we are really saving. We are saving uninitialized as a false. Okay, that save uninitialized. Uninitial means so the people haven't logged in, or it is not an authenticated user. So that type of information needed not to be saved. So that's why we have made that flag as a false. And then we are going for the methods. While talking about the first method called post method. So what does it mean by a post method? So whenever you are really navigating into this application, whenever you are giving your username and password, that's what the post method is. So in the post method, with the help of the a method like /register, so that's what we have created, and request and response. I hope you already know this. And first of all, it is going to get the username and password from request.body. Okay, so from that complete this body, we are going to get the username and then password. So first of all, we are going to check whether the username already exists or not. So await until whether the username is finding. So it is going to check whether already the username is there or not. If that username is already exist, then it is going to show you the status like username already taken. So it is sending, it is responding. So REQ means it is request, and RES means it is going to be respond. So based on that, it is going to fetch the information and it is going to be shown in the HTML. Even in the HTML, look out that async function which has been created. So all the request and response which is going to be displayed. Like if the response is okay, it is going to be showing you the response, registration successful, please log in. So likewise, it is going to be shown this. So here, return username already taken. So likewise, it is going to show the pop-up for you. And if the user is new, okay, if it is not there, if the user is not exist, then it is going to consider as like a new user. So that new user which is going to be saved. So that's what it is going to be displayed. And if there is any error, because we guys have handled the error properly, because whenever you are really, even you have given the different name or any other different issues on the backend, it is going to be shown like this status like 500. It is going to show the error message if there is any problem with the backend. Because here I would like to show you one thing. Whenever you are really checking out the JavaScript, if you are really handling the error properly, like if you have dropped the error statements like this, what we guys have did, because whenever you are really working on the backend, definitely you will struggle a lot to find out what's the error. So to check out the error, always try to do a console.print and right click your page, right click your application page and do the inspect and go to the console always. Okay, here we have given wrong information. That's why it has been shown like this. Let me refresh this. So if this is here in the username, I'm going to give Sanjay and password is 1234 or something. So whenever you are clicking enter, okay, it is like, okay, username already taken. That's what the post error. Okay, it is not going to post, it can't able to post because that username has been already taken. Instead of Sanjay, I'm going to give the name like Hiral. So I'm going to give the Hiral and I'm going to click register. So registration successful. So it is not showing you any warning or any error. So it has been successful. In the username, if I'm going to give Hiral, and in the password, if I'm going to give 1234, okay, user logged in. So this is what, okay, you can just check it out the application. If there is any error, you can able to see it in the console section of your developer option in the browser. So that's what we guys have did it for the register section. So whenever people are entering their information, that information, first of all, it is going to check whether the user exists. If the user exists, it is going to show you the error pop-up like username already taken. If it is not, then it is going to save the username in the new as a new user. That's what the register section is all about. Are you clear about the register section? If you are clear about the register section, you just post clear in your live chat. And second section, which is going to be a login section. In the login section, again, so it is going to try something. Whenever you are entering the information, first of all, it is going to get the username separately and password separately. So once it is going to find out, then it is going to find out whether the user exists or not. If that user is not existed, for an example, if I'm giving the name like ASDFG, so it is going to check with the database. If that is not available, it is going to show you the warning like user not found. That's what we guys have did. And if not, which means that user is existed, then it is going to take the password comparison. Because for an example, if I'm giving, Sanjay, so Sanjay is going to be there already, right? So Sanjay is there, but definitely it need to compare the password is right or wrong. So to compare the password is right or wrong, we are going to do the bcrypt compare, because previously we have already did that bcrypt already in our while creating an user itself. So that's why we are going to do a bcrypt compare of original password with the existing user password. If it is even match, it is if it is not matching, because exclamatory, which is nothing but not, okay. So not, if the password is not matching, it is going to show you the invalid credential. If that, okay, so if that is not matching, it is going to show the invalid credential. Whereas if it matching, so request.session.user, so it is going to show you the message like user logged in. So likewise, okay, if you are clicking login, user logged in. That's what the message which is going to be shown. And even if there is any problem with backend process, it is going to show the error. Even if it can't able to execute all these process or something, so it is going to show you the error. And very importantly, the first time itself, it is going to app is going to listen to the server on localhost 3000. And while talking about index.html, it's going to be super simple, guys. First of all, document type HTML, language is English, and head tag we guys have created. And inside the body tag, first of all, we have created the register heading. And under the register heading, we have created the form. But in the form, which is going to have username information and password information and one button. So all these three things which has been created here. And after that, and below, here we guys have created the login for this four section, login heading and username and password and login button. So that is also been created. And here we guys have called the asynchronous function, as we guys have already discussed, to make the site to be responsive, and also it should not refresh each and every time. Because if you are really watching this, refresh section, first of all, we guys have used that DOM. I hope you all remember that document model. So DOM. So with the help of the DOM, first of all, we guys have accessed the username and the value, whether it has been loaded. We have accessed the individual username and then password from this complete, application, and make an HTTP post request to the register endpoint. Because whenever people are entering their information, those information which is needed to be sent as content type as application JSON. Guys, if you are really having the question, Sanjay, what we are really doing here? We are doing the work of postman work. Okay, postman work. I hope you already know what is the postman work. So postman work is the where you guys have parsed the data, right? So that is what the work of the postman. So let me show you. So the first thing is URL. So URL is localhost of 3000. And while talking about the postman, let us send the data into the database through the JSON format. So this is what the http://localhost:3000/ the post method we are going to use is a register. Okay. So if it is the register, so here look out that. So the method which we are going to use is like a register. Okay. So register, and what type of method? So the method which is going to be a post method, and what type of headers? I hope you already know. In the header, we have already chosen the content type as application/JSON. These are things we guys have did previously. So that has also been written in the code. And finally, we are going to parse the username and password as a stringify, like in the format of like JSON. So in the body, you can give username like new user and password is password123. So likewise, you can have this and you can send a request. User registered successfully. Ta-da! Guys, do you really love it? If you really love it, you just post I love it Sanjay in your live chat. Even if you really want to see the updated data, so go to your database and go and refresh it. Okay, here a new user has also been added with a hashed password. Is it clear? Okay, is it amazing? Is it super simple? Okay, that the same thing which we are doing in the postman, that task which has been done in the program. So that's what the post method we have used. And once the registration has been successful, it is going to be showing you registration successful. Please log in. That kind of alert pop-up which is going to be shown for you as an output. And after that, the login part. In the login part, what we are going to do? We are going to do the login. So instead of using normal register method, here we are going to use the login. And in the post method, again, content type is an application/JSON, and it is going to pass the username and then password. But it is going to be comparing it in the app.js, and it is going to be maintained in the user.js. It is going to be compared whether it has been same. It is going to give you the pop-up message. And if it is not same, it is going to show you the credential is wrong. So this is what the application we have created. Right now, you might ask a question, Sanjay, why we haven't logged in into the to-do app? Because here, I don't want to complex this program by adding all the to-do part and everything. Simply, we guys have finished this project simply by putting the pop-up option. I mean, alert pop-ups. Alert pop-up is like this one. So here we have shown the output here itself. So later we can able to easily navigate to the certain page based on the output. So one of the person who have asked the great question, how to log out, Sanjay? So if you are having a questions like how to log out, what is the thing? Just simple. You already know here what we have done. We guys have used the post method to enter the information, to register the information into the database. If you want to delete the information, what you should do? You should do it with the help of the delete method. So by using a delete method, we can able to delete the certain user from the user. User credentials or something. It is like deleting the complete database. It is not a logout. It is like completely deleting from the database. Okay, there is a two parts. One is logout. Logout is different. Logout is different is like, for an example, if the people are visiting the Netflix and if they have signed in into their Netflix and if they are really living temporarily, it is going to be deleted. Okay, temporarily it is going to be coming out of it. It is going to ask the password again. It is like going to be happen on that certain application locally, which is running in the certain system. But other than that, if you really want to delete the certain user, for an example, if the people have out of the payment or something, like if they haven't or something like that, or if you really want to remove that person from your database or from your tool, that can be done with the help of the delete method if you really want it. Or else, if the people who are all not subscribed, they failed to pay, they failed to additionally pay the required amount, if they haven't upgraded for the subscription plan, so you can put it in the another database list and you can fetch the data from that database list, and you can pop up the message like you are not allowed to visit this page. Instead, you need to pay so that you can able to continue your value. So likewise, you can able to pop up that messages in your web page. So that is what the thing. So guys, hope you are really enjoyed, and the second part is also there. Okay, I'm not going to reveal that right now. We'll be revealing it on the upcoming part of the session. Okay, so up to this is the PDF which I'm going to be sharing with you. But other than that, if you really wanted to, change the key, like very secret key, so you can also change the key if you really want it. That's going to be encrypted based on that. Okay, so these are the complete project. I hope you really enjoyed it. So if you really enjoyed it, you just post "I enjoyed it" Sanjay in your live chat. And the people who have registered for this internships, so you'll be receiving this as a PDF as well. Okay, so here we have simply did the authentication process by using two forms. One is a registration form and sign-in form. Even if you really want to merge both the things as a same, so you can also do that. Okay. Okay, I'll be saving it in the PDF and I'll be giving it for you guys. Okay, so that's what this application is. I hope you really love it. Just go and try to practice that. So that's going to be really, really important. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so I hope you really love it. So this is what is all about the today's session. So please go and practice. I'll be scheduling this session. I'll be scheduling this as a task in the community as well. So please go and do this task, and I hope you really enjoy. Okay, so thank you so much. All the people are posting, enjoyed it, Sanjay, enjoying Sanjay, bro. Very useful session. Thank you so much. Okay, please send all these code which has been available only for the paid participants, guys. I'm really sorry. Okay, I hope you really love it. Okay, this is what the thing. Please go and practice. So thank you so much. Thank you so much once again for your support and your interaction and etc. So thank you so much. And it's me, Sanjay, signing off. Until then, bye. We'll see you on the next session.